Hey everybody, welcome to Final Flame Productions. Today I'm talking about Matrix Resurrections, the fourth Matrix movie. Gotta say the response to this movie has been really interesting. If you follow my Twitter page, I've been tweeting about it the last few months and really wasn't that excited about the trailer. Just didn't think it looked very epic. It didn't look to have the same quality of cinematography and action of the last three Matrix movies, which I had mixed feelings in the last few movies, but really enjoyed some of the action scenes and the visual effects of 2 and 3. So I wasn't that excited about going into Matrix Resurrection, but I watched it anyway. And the reaction from everybody else that I've seen afterwards, it seemed to be mostly mixed to negative. When you look at Twitter, when you look at YouTube and reactions from people on there. Of course, the Rotten Tomatoes is actually a little bit more positive leaning. Critics are kind of around the 60 mark. Last time I checked, audiences are not far off the same. So it has split people. Off the bat, I wouldn't say I loved the movie, but I did enjoy it. I was won over by it. I would say I was predisposed to not like it because I didn't like Hugo Weaving and Lawrence Fishburne not being in the movie. Maybe some spoilers ahead. I'll try to not spoil things too much, but I think people know that Hugo Weaving and Lawrence Fishburne aren't in the movie. So for me to sit and watch it and somehow end up liking it, for me is still quite baffling because a lot of the things I didn't think would be good weren't that good. I mean, the action scenes in the movie are average to rather just very ordinary for a movie of this budget. I don't know the budget exactly, but I'm sure it wasn't made for peanuts. So you got a Matrix movie with action that isn't that great, without some big actors. So the question people would put to me is, why the hell did you like it? I think that the most refreshing thing about Matrix Resurrection, and the thing that it improves on ahead of the past two Matrix movies at least, is that the acting is a lot better. It's a lot less wooden. It's a lot less. It doesn't feel like people are robots. I mean, if you rewatch Matrix Reloaded and Revolutions, the second and third Matrix movies, some of the acting is absolutely terrible. Some of the dialogues, just the mood of the whole movie is way off, and it doesn't feel like, it's kind of like the Star Wars prequels. The acting is just a mess, and it's down to the actors, I guess, but I think it's down to the script and the direction of the directors of those two movies. In this movie, I think Lana Wachowski much improved. I mean, Keanu Reeves is still a little bit he's a little bit reframed, a little bit, I don't like to say wooden because I really like Keanu Reeves, but I think that's kind of the role of the character. He's a little bit, what's the word? I wouldn't say boring or dim, but he's somebody that is always asking questions, always pondering, always looking. You get the odd little smart-ass comment, but I like Keanu Reeves, but you could never say Keanu Reeves was a mountain of emotions, and he's fine in the movie. But I think everybody else. I mean, you've got Neil Patrick Harris, you've got Carrie-Anne Moss, you've got Jada Pinkett Smith. You've got Jessica Henwick. You've got a lot of big and lesser known actors, but they're all a lot more. There's a lot more to them. There's a little bit more there's a little bit more emotion to them. A little bit more likability to them. It doesn't feel like they're talking, reading out a automated script. That was the most improved part, is that the actors and the characters actually felt like people that had emotions and had interesting little quips to them and mannerisms. And we don't get too many of those really obnoxious speeches that you got in Matrix Reloaded from the architect or from the French guy, the Merovingi, or whatever the hell is, I don't know how to pronounce that. So you've got a movie that suffers on the action and the cinematography. I mean, I think the final bike scene is a little bit more of the level that you'd expect. It's over the top. It's kind of in line with I suppose, the Agent Smith fight in the second movie with the 100 Agent Smith. It's not as good as that or as memorable, but we're veering more in that direction where they just kind of go a little bit more crazy with it. People have problems. They feel that Keanu Reeves' Neo is a little bit more restrained and kind of limited in this movie. But that's kind of the point. So I mean, it's not like they've made him a doofus character for the fun of it. It's kind of the part of the whole plot. As I say, I don't think it's great. I think it is better overall than the last two movies. It's certainly better than Revolutions. I think Reloaded has two or three great action scenes that are highly memorable, but the rest of Reloaded is absolute nonsense, and it's very hard to watch. So I think if you had put the highway chase into this movie, Resurrections would be superb, but that's the problem. It's missing, as a franchise that's based around action, it is, I don't know, did they not have the budget? I don't know, did they not have the right people? Was there maybe a crunch to try and get this shot and made in a certain amount of time? But it does feel a lot more low budget. It does feel a little bit more rushed in the action side of things. I mean, you've got fight scenes that are at times quite good. At other times, they just kind of feel really kind of like it's kind of like turning from Terminator, Judgment Day to Terminator Sarah Connor Chronicles. Still good quality, but it's a little bit more TV-like, and that's kind of what you would say about the action in this movie. But again, I think it's going to split people. I think if you liked any of the past Matrix movies, you should give it a chance. I'm not a massive Matrix fan. I kind of like the idea, and I like elements of the trilogy. So again, I'm surprised I like it. I can fully understand why people don't like it. I'm not sure on a second viewing would it be as watchable, or would I maybe dislike it more or like it more. I'm not sure. It's flopping at the box office. That's down to a lot of things. I don't think the trailers for this movie did it much justice. I think the No Way Home Spider-Man doing so well has kind of eclipsed a lot of things. But then again, maybe after two kind of poorly received sequels, more than 15 years ago, I believe, maybe the appetite for more Matrix movies isn't that strong. What do you think? Do you agree with me that there was a lot to like in this movie, or do you think that it's a poor sequel that probably didn't need to be made? That's what a lot of people are saying. Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.